Hello, this is Frank the Florida Man with the Florida Man Speaks. You ready to hear some serious shit?
Hey everybody, welcome to our show, and we are joined. I am King David, JT, and Florida Frank, or Frankie the Florida Man Frank. And we have with us a genuine, real Florida man, but he is the non-meth variety, right, Frankie?
Yes, sir, that is true. I am the non-meth variety.
So, I've known these guys for close to 2 years, and we hang out, we smoke cigars, and then Frankie would start telling us stories, and he had these crazy stories, and then I'm like, this is some of the craziest, funniest shit I've ever heard, and I'm like, we got to share this with the world because that would be a disservice to planet Earth otherwise. And so we got a lot of stories we're gonna tell. So I'm gonna go in the order we heard them, and so now Frank, as just noted, you are a Florida man.
Yes, I am.
And your Florida manness. I mean, first of all, you're from Lake Worth. We should do a whole show on Lake Worth or Lake Worthless. And I know the two of you live there, but anyway.
Well, technically, I live more or less in Boynton. I live on the border of Lake Worth and Boynton.
But your license says
Lake Worth.
And but you're well. I mean, there are a lot of Lake Worth spills in the Boynton, but you were so much Lake Worth.
I would think so.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious, though. So you're a non-meth variety. Were you ever a meth variety, Florida man?
No, I don't believe in dope. I don't need dope to make my life any better than it already is.
So you're all natural, right?
Yes. Dope is an artificial creation. You don't need it to operate. Some people do, but I don't.
Yeah. So I guess we'll start with, I'll kind of go in the order I heard your stories. Now, I think second time I met you, we're just hanging out, and all of a sudden you start telling me the story about why you don't, because we're at a bar, and
Yes.
a cigar bar, and a couple years ago, and you're talking about you don't drink, because there was one time when you drank quite a lot at a family barbecue or something or other.
Well, it actually was one of my dad's friends' bandmates. They were having a barbecue. Mind you, this was the day I just sort of broke up with my ex-girlfriend at the time.
Oh, we're going to get to her.
Well, yeah, don't worry. But anyways, that was an interesting night in itself. Mind you, I had to walk around Opa-locka at night. I was almost stepped up to the bill for $2,000. Her family apparently invited me over to her cousin's birthday party, which ironically, come to think of it, I never even met the cousin. So I don't know who I was paying for, and it was like a big Colombian Ruth Chris type steakhouse.
Yeah.
And we go there, and she's like, "Oh yeah, here." Then come time to pay the bill, guess who's paying? Almost $2,000.
Why, they assume because you're like a white Florida guy that you're buying, huh?
Yeah, that's what they pretty much assume.
No, but you basically said you're not going to have that. You're not going to go for that.
No, I just walked out of there, and I'm like.
What would you say? Did you just walk out, or did you say something? Did you
I just walked out. I said, "Excuse me, I have to use the restroom." and I didn't have any cigars on me. I had nothing on me except a 6-shooter, a little Ruger Police Service 6.357 on me. That was all I had. Other than that, I was pretty much in 2 speed loaders. Anyways, I'm walking down. I'm like, I rode her there with her family. Luckily, she lived about 3 miles away. But I'll tell you, that was the longest walk I ever took. I mean, the Green Mile, that ain't shit compared to what I had to go through. Walking almost 3 miles through Opa-locka at night.
And you got the 6-shooter. I imagine your 6-shooter is like the gun from Roger Rabbit, right?
It's more like Clint Eastwood's.
Oh, okay.
I'm walking around. This is not fucking good. I'm in the shit. It would have been just better for me to call my bank the next morning and be like, yeah, I had a fraudulent account made on my card. Mind you, at that time, I do believe my ex took my credit card, and because apparently I was getting all kinds of weird trips to like Zimbabwe and Ethiopia, and apparently, luckily, my bank, they contacted me saying, "Did you authorize these vacations to these places?" I said, "No, I did not." I said, "Wait a minute." So someone bought a first class ticket to Zimbabwe, and I wasn't invited. So, anyways, besides all that, that whole kabobble, what was going on at the time. I'm walking. I finally get to my car.
Yeah.
I finally get to my car after about walking 3 miles, which took me, it felt like an eternity.
The longest walk of your life.
More or less. Anyways, I make it to my car finally. I get home. I had a bottle of Scully's vodka, 80 proof, the good shit. Big big tall bottle.
At your house or in the car?
At the house. I don't
The
drink.
This is the barbecue, right, Frank?
Well, this is going to lead up to the barbecue.
Okay,
So you have some background information on what happened.
Right.
Anyways, I went home that night. I drank the whole bottle. It must have been like 2, 3 in the morning. I finally get home because like I said, I just drove all the way back from Hialeah. I didn't even sleep that night. I tell you, I was so like confused on what the hell just happened. I almost like had a near-death experience. That's what it felt like.
So were you approached by anyone on this walk, or did anything at all happen, or is this all in your head?
I would say I was definitely being watched. But it looked like, but most of the people that were watching me knew not to fuck with me because they knew there were going to be something going to go down. And I figured if something's going to go down, I'm going to at least take one of these motherfuckers with me. That's what I figured. I'm like, I know I'm fucked here, but I figure, you know what? If I'm going to go down, I want to make sure someone else gets fucked.
So it's like The Simpsons. If I'm going to hell, I'm taking you with me.
More or less so. So anyways, the next day, my mom's like, oh, we got a barbecue. You need to go, blah, blah, blah. I'm fucking hungover. I mean, I am so fucking tired. I'm drunk as fuck. Anyways, they take me to this damn party. They want me to set up some shit. So anyway, I go there. I set up some bullshit. Mind you, you talking about me being a Florida man? This party was Florida man. For God's sakes, first time I get there, I see a guy with a pickup truck. He turned the bed of his truck into a swimming pool. and he had like this garden hose, this green garden hose duct taped to the tailpipe, running through the fucking bed of the truck. He had like a plastic liner. Then he had the fucking pipe going through it, like a jacuzzi. And I'm looking at this shit. I'm like, what the fuck did I go to? My parents are like, oh, you're gonna have a good time. I said, fuck this shit. I grabbed another beer out of the cooler there. I'm fucking drunk as fuck.
But Frank, that's Florida man activity. That bed of the truck.
But like I said, I wasn't having any of that shit that day. I had bigger fish to fry. I mean, my God, I almost got whacked at less than 48. less than 20.
You almost got whacked, but really nothing happened. But in your head, like at any minute,
it was a scary experience for me. He was going through Opa-locka, which is a notoriously bad area.
Sure.
You know,
Opa-locka your doors. I get it.
That place is fucked up. But anyways, I get there. I'm fucking wasted. I mean, mind you, I am wasted. I'm like, everyone there knew I was wasted. They didn't even know why I was even there because my goofy-ass mother drafted me there.
Drafted, I love it.
Yeah, well, she known to draft me for a lot of crazy-ass shit.
And now, were they expecting you to pay the bill? Is this like a recurring thing?
No, they just wanted me there to help out and put some shit together because guess what? I'm also handyman Frank. Wow. So guess what? I have to fix everything. And I tell you, fixing shit while you fucking hungover, that's a hell of an experience.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't even know what year we're in at the time. I was just as confused as some of the politicians who are currently running for president. That's how confused I was. I didn't even know what year we were in.
Do you know what year it is now, though?
We're in 2020, at least I remember. At least I better check my calendar. Let me see. Yeah, it says 2020 on it.
So Frank, you're at this point you've had a couple of beers?
Oh, I probably had enough alcohol that most people would probably pass out. Most of our friends that you would have known, certain people, you know. If they had one, they'd be pretty much fucked. This one here would probably be dead if they drank as much as I drunk.
I know who you're referring to.
Anyways, I'm so wasted. I didn't even recognize my own people. For God's sakes, I was hitting on my mother. That's how freaking wasted I was.
No, from what I remember, it wasn't just that; it was a step further, right?
Oh, I was hitting on everybody. My mom. There was other people there. I mean, I was hitting on the dog. The cat. I mean everything. I'm rolling around out in the grass. Everyone there was like, is this guy supposed to help us out, or is this the entertainment? I'm rolling around. I'm walking around.
Wait, so they thought it was an act? Some people thought it was an act, or they knew you were just fucked up?
My mother thought it was an act. Everyone else was like, dude, this is no act. This guy's legitimately fucked up. I'm walking, and then naturally they live in Lake Worth, of course.
Yeah, there you go.
So I'm walking.
As I was saying,
I'm walking around the neighborhood. All stumbling around, tripping on myself.
So you're normal. That's normal for Lake Worth. Like cops don't even notice that.
Pretty much. I was arguing with the mailbox. Because I kept tripping over mailboxes, so I kept cursing. I'm like, I'm walking here, motherfucker. What are you doing, man? Get out of the damn way. I'm walking here. So I'm walking. I'm trying to walk through mailboxes and shit. I thought I was like that Algon Quantum Leap at the hologram that could walk through shit. I thought I could do the same thing. So mind you, like I said, I'm completely shit-faced. My mom driving my ass home. I'm hitting on the car at this point.
Wait, you try to make love to the car?
I don't know if like I said, I really don't remember all that was
What
going
about
on.
the dog?
Are you sure it was a car? It might have been a large woman.
Probably. Probably. I mean, by the time I get home, then the next day I have to go to work, of course. I tell you, that was an interesting day in itself, going back to work.
So you were at work the next day after this?
Yeah, because it was on
So
Sunday.
you're double hungover by this point.
Oh, yeah. By Monday morning, I go to work. I get up at 5 in the morning like I usually do.
And you've had a hell of a weekend. You got the dinner, you got the Opa-locka Walka, and then...
Opa-locka Walka, I like that.
I tell you, that was probably the most fucked up weekend of my life. My weekend is supposed to be time to get better and get right.
Unwind, yeah.
I would almost agree, except for you've got quite a lot of weekends here.
That weekend made absolutely no sense. And like I said, if I ever see this girl again, I'm going to tell her she owes me something.
Owes you something? What would that something be?
She owes me a lot of money. She owes me like $5,000 and a pilot license. She owes me.
No, but Frank, so like I got to go back to your Florida man family. I remember you were telling me a while ago. You said like half your family are just normal.
Yeah.
And then half your family are the meth variety, or the crazy ass Florida men.
Is this maternal, paternal, like half and half, or just like
both
randomly?
sides? You said right.
Both sides are pretty much like I said. My mom and my dad, they're probably like the black sheep of the family. They're perfectly normal.
Where'd they grow up? Where are they from?
They're from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Oh, Pennsylvania. But
Yeah.
you are from Florida, born and raised.
I was born in Pittsburgh. I was born at McGee's Women's Hospital in Pittsburgh, and I moved down here in 1996.
Wait, you were born in a woman's hospital?
Ironically.
Yeah, that's true.
That could explain a great many things.
Yeah, that does. That's the beginnings right there.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, when I was in my mother's stomach, I guess I rode up on a hot air balloon too. She said, so that could explain a great many things.
And well, I mean, and you have a brother who's well, you said he's not a Florida man, but he's trying to steal your title.
More or less, my brother AC.
Wait, what's your title again?
The village idiot.
And you said he's trying to steal your title, which is unacceptable.
Absolutely, it's unacceptable.
And who gave you this title? Who knighted you?
Pretty much my mom and dad and my family for the most part. Cause
They call you the village idiot.
They call you that? They refer to you?
More or less. My dad usually says I'm more or less the embarrassment of the family.
Well,
and I'm sure they're probably embarrassing the hell out of them right now by doing
Well, no,
this
but
program.
you said that, like, think about you, Frank. You're either, like, the smartest guy in the room or the most insane. There's no gray. No gray.
Well, yeah, no, that's more or less what my dad says. My dad says, as soon as I make a perfectly common sense, straight topic, my dad's like, just stop it right there. Don't say anything else. Naturally, I have to put my final thought in it, and it's usually the most bizarre thing that completely cancels out whatever logic I might have just said in the previous sentences.
Yeah, but that's great, I think. People that are strange or unusual, such as both of you and myself included, make this world a better place, you know?
Absolutely.
What's the point of saying a topic in a normal way?
Well, absolutely. It's like when I was in school and shit. They didn't like me in school because I had control of 31 students in first grade. One stabbed my finger.
You had control of them?
Yeah.
I had more control than the teacher. I said when the clock strikes 12, we're going to demand more recess. Otherwise, we're going to knock our desk over.
So you were a strike leader in first grade.
And more or less, when the clock struck 12, damn it to hell, all them desks got knocked right on over.
That's funny.
And then I got kicked out, and they put me in a school full of mentally challenged people because they figured I couldn't control them anymore.
That's funny. But, you know, it's funny how, like, we all kind of met, because I kind of knew, you know, JT and Frankie sort of separately, and then we kind of sort of had them converge. And the reason I thought the two of you had to meet, because, what was it, like a year ago or so, we had this, you know, we're not really here to talk politics, but you have these very free views about things, and one of your things was people should be able to wear whatever they want or whatever they don't want anywhere.
Well, yeah. Sure.
And he was the ultimate counterpoint. So I kept having this image in my mind of the two of you going at it, like a Lincoln Douglas Great American Debate, because he had a story that completely, you know, in one incident, went against everything. You
do have a good story about that, and I feel like one of the first conversations you and I ever had, just the two of us, was kind of. It was after the story, which we'll get to, and then we had expounded further on it. So,
yes.
So what exactly happened to you to make you?
Well, anyways, this is another crazy day of my own on my weekends. Like I said,
Different weekend.
Like I said, pretty much, like I say, my weekends, when I clock out on Friday, it's either 50-50. You know, I'm going to have a fantastic weekend, or I'm going to have a fucked up one where you're going to need another weekend to make up for it. This was sort of on.
I like that.
This was sort of on the grounds of that. Anyways, I was house sitting for my buddy, and I wasn't even home all that. Actually, I enjoy house sitting for my buddy, mind you, because I get
free
out.
house.
Yeah, I get out of the damn house. I get to chill, get away from my goofy ass folks.
And this is the friend that I'm thinking of, right?
Yeah, that's affirmative.
Right.
Am I thinking of a friend? What friend is this?
A later story he'll come into play.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the next story.
Anyways, so I'm house sitting, right? And mind you, I'm just doing my own thing. My mom calls me up. I need you to help me move some furniture to the condo. Actually, it's the same condominium, JT, that you and I.
Yeah, right.
Same exact complex. So mind you.
Now, is that what your mom sounds like?
No.
But it is for now on.
I'm basically just paraphrasing here. She's like, okay, I need you to go. I need your help to move a table and some stuff. Oh, don't worry, it's only going to be like an hour. Her definition of an hour is basically all day.
Sure.
So, anyways.
That reminds me of my dad.
Right, but you're not hungover at least.
No, I wasn't hungover. I was having a great time, more or less, house sitting for my buddy. I was chill.
And it was a hot day, right?
Yeah, I think it was about September, October. Actually, the weather wasn't all that bad actually.
It's the Florida Man show. It's always a hot day.
That's true.
Well, anyways, so I'm picking up this shit. I'm going there. I mean, I wanted to go to the gym and stuff, but anyways, I figured I got my workout done there. I moved all this shit, and it was, like I said, it was like, it was supposed to be an hour. It was like 4 hours later. Anyways, I go to the mall, go to the Boynton Beach Mall to get some food. I go order my chicken Caesar salad wrap.
Oh, yeah?
And I sit down, and I was listening to some Alex Jones and some of my other conspiracy theorist people. So I was getting pretty hopped up on stuff at the time, Like I said, Alex Jones and some other folks are sort of my, they're sort of like my drugs, even though what you think of them, some people might think they're crazy, some people might think, oh, they're the legitimate. I just view them as entertainment.
Sure.
I mean, mind you, how can you take a guy overly serious when he says water makes frogs gay?
Yeah, right. That's the only thing I really know of him.
That's kind of what he's known for.
So I mean, it's what it is. It's what it is. Like I said, I don't agree with them taking them off YouTube. I think it should be up to the people to decide.
All right, so
what they want to listen to.
Right.
So let me get this straight. You're pissed off already because you got to leave your friend's house.
Yeah.
You're helping your mom, who I think you already kind of have a violent relationship. Not violent, but tumultuous.
No. Actually, me and my mother are very close. But like I said, when my dad's not around, guess who becomes? Like I said, I'm more or less.
You got to move shit. Yeah.
I'm the mechanic of the world, more or less.
Mechanic of the world. So you're hot, you're sweaty. At the Boynton Beach Mall, you've been listening. You're hopped up, as you said.
Yeah, hopped up
on Alex Jones.
Yeah.
And you're trying to enjoy a nice
a chicken Caesar wrap, right?
Chicken Caesar wrap with a large chocolate milkshake, and I'm just sitting there having my meal, just trying to take a few minutes to myself, just to like clear my head. Sort of like in the movie Falling Down, with Michael Douglas sitting on that rock.
It's one of those days.
More or less. Anyways, I'm sitting on my table. Lo and behold, this fucking girl comes in. She had to be between the age of maybe 14 to 18 years old. She came in with a shirt on, but absolutely nothing on underneath. No pants, no panties, no socks, no shoes.
No socks.
So completely bottomless from the waist down. She literally from the waist down. She had like a long shirt, but from like the waist down.
So she had the shirt. That's great.
Was the shirt covering up, her parts?
Absolutely not.
So you got a clear view of the ass and the pussy.
Absolutely, and it was shaved.
So that's why you weren't like, hell yeah, hot chick. Naked.
But there's another element of the story here that our viewers likely don't know. So one thing about Frankie the Florida Man here, one of his cardinal sins is there cannot be nudity while he is eating, and he was in the process of eating.
Absolutely. Well,
and why is that, Frankie?
Well, like I said, food and nudity is unsanitary, and it's not. It goes against. And I'm sure there's a rule in the OSHA handbook
or the Conjiva Convention. All right, so wait. So good deal at a strip club. Steak, $7. Not happening.
Oh no, he's against that.
Oh hell no, dude! I don't know how the hell they legally allow those people to operate.
Should be against the law to serve food with nudity.
Probably there is a law on the books, but those places they sort of operate above the law. They sort of one hand's doing one thing, the other hand's doing another. So
one hand putting it up somewhere, other hand cooking.
Yeah, so I'm sure someone's got paid off.
All right. Porn stars got to eat. It's lunch break. Not happening.
Hey, you know what? Like I said, my word of advice is this is the word of advice to anybody out there. If there's something you don't want to do, or a place you don't want to go, or a place or people you're going to see that you think going to be trouble, just do what I do. Just simply not go and put yourself in that dumb situation in the first place. So then you don't have no problem. Because like I said, if I go to a strip club, most more than likely, I'm going to end up getting kicked out or busted for some dumb shit. Most more than likely, because I've even thought about going to a strip club with a box of, getting them $25 worth of pennies. and just, throwing the rolls at them. Instead of throwing dollars, I'll throw a roll at them, more or less stone them into teaching them a lesson on how
that's pretty biblical.
Yeah, that is
you.
really that's ancient. I like that.
Well, hey, they're getting their tip money. I mean, pennies still spend just as much as dollars do, so hey.
I've got a big long tirade about that, but that's for different.
No,
day.
but on the subject of going, medieval or biblical, going back to the Boynton Beach Mall incident. So she walks by completely bottomless, right?
Right.
Completely bottomless.
And because you see nudity, the eating ceases.
Exactly.
Ruined your lunch.
More or less so. Well, the thing that ruined it more than just that was the fact that no one else bothered to even give a fuck. No, everyone else is like carrying on like this is a normal day-to-day operation.
Yeah, it's South Florida. That's
This is not, but to me, that's not normal. Because where I'm from, we wear fucking clothes. That's
even in the Florida heat, right?
Absolutely.
Even in Florida, disgustingly hot summers.
The only time I approve of nudity is in your own house or in the bedroom or in the restroom facilities. Those are the places where nudity is acceptable.
You mean the time and the...
There's a time and a place for everything, and those are obviously the time and place for those type of operations. But when you're out in public, you need to conduct yourself in a certain way.
So strip club, no.
Well, that's a strip club. That's
a time and a place.
Yeah, because
right.
I said, my only issue there is they shouldn't be serving food, and mind you, that's not my forte
right,
anyways.
Right. Nude beach.
Nude beach. Well, you're outside.
That one's iffy. I like that.
And it's hot.
That one could fly because
you're... It's a time and a place. They say this is the nude beach.
Yeah.
You can just choose to not go there.
Exactly. And you know what? If people want to eat there, mind you, there's enough salt in the air and enough ocean spray that it can sanitize everything.
So really it comes down to like food being involved. That's really the big deal.
More or less. And also this girl was, like I said, might have been under the age anyways.
Right.
And I mean, and this mall, I will admit that it's sort of a psycho type mall anyway. I will admit I was partially concerned for her own safety.
Right.
But anyways, like I said.
So what'd you do?
I pack up my food and shit.
Because you can't eat anymore.
I couldn't eat anymore. And plus, I felt like this girl was obviously not raised right. So and there was no security around, so I figured, you know what? Fuck this. I'm going to intervene. So I get up, I pack up my shit. I mean, I just grab my stuff, I pack up camp basically. And anyways, I go to the store where she went into. Naturally, it was Spencer's more or less. And I follow her in there. And soon I see her. She and her little girlfriend or whatever it was.
So she wasn't alone?
No, she wasn't alone.
Girlfriend's clothes.
She had a little friend, as you say, right?
Yeah, little friend.
The little friend has clothes on, though.
The little friend did have clothes on, yes.
Properly attired.
Right.
Properly attired. Scampy, but properly attired.
Yeah.
But, I can't dog on that either. Like I said, I mean, I'm known for cursing at young kids that dress too scampy. and then usually the mothers look at me like I'm the pervert, even though I'm not. I'm actually the guy trying to tell you, and you wonder why your 13-year-old's knocked up at 13.
Sure.
Look what the fuck she's wearing. Don't take her to Victoria's Secret, y'all.
Right.
Bad parenting.
Don't make your daughter look like the way you wish you can look, you 5,000-pound pig. Go to the gym, lose some weight, starve yourself, drink a fucking protein shake, and make yourself look the way you want to look.
Wow. Diet and exercise, right,
Exactly.
Frankie?
And you know what? If you look right, maybe I'll hit you up.
All right. So you're at Spencer's. She's got a little friend, and she's got nothing on.
She has no goddamn pants on. Nothing on. Nothing on from the waist down.
So what do you say when you go in there?
I go in there. I pretty much went like full Carl Hartman on her. I pretty much went in there. I said, "What the fuck is this?" And I mean, I shout. I echoed. I tell the whole mall had to hear my voice.
Sure.
I said, "What the fuck is this?" And the girl looked at me. I mean, she looked at me like a deer in the headlights. like why the hell is this guy gone? Like I must have been from another planet.
They didn't know why you were angry.
They had no idea. I said, and the girl's like, why are you yelling at me? What did I do? I said, what the fuck says you got no goddamn clothes on, lady? What do you expect me to do? She's like, I have a bathing suit on. You want to see? Yeah, I see enough. What is it, invisible? I said, little lady, did your daddy not raise you right? And she's like, no. Well, I'm just shopping here. I said, shopping. And I'd like to ask you a question, ma'am. And she said, ask away. I said, how you plan to pay for this stuff? Do you have a purse on you? I don't see anything on you except a fucking large T-shirt
Right.
and your goddamn pussy. So I said, how you plan to pay for this? Pull the fucking credit card out of there? and then by this point, a crowd's already forming around me. The people of Spencer's, the people in the store of Spencer's looking at me like, they said, "Sir, you need to leave. You're disturbing our patrons." I said, "Disturbing your patrons? This girl ain't got no goddamn pants on or no fucking anything on. How am I causing a scene here?" Obviously, this little girl was not raised right. Her daddy probably sent her out to get molested by some strange pervert out here. I said, "What the fuck's wrong with y'all?" She said, "Well, we're going to get security." I said, "You don't need to get security because I'm going to get them myself." I eventually found security. I said, "Y'all, there's a girl in Spencer without no goddamn pants on. She's walking around naked. She's making a spectacle of herself."
And apparently nobody else in this whole place is aware of
You're the only one that's bothered.
No one cares. I even told the girl, I said, "Lady, this ain't fucking Southern California. This is fucking Florida. We don't operate like this here."
We kind of do, though.
Yeah, it's Florida woman country.
Well, like I said, I operate at a different level than most people.
Right.
So anyways, I eventually get security. Security gets there. Right? They get there. And they finally show up. I felt like it 5 minutes later. Actually, as soon as they heard a girl with no pants on, I mean, they all raced.
Right.
Every guy raced.
Most guys are excited about
every
that.
guy raced there. Every guy raced there on the Segway. By the time they get there, someone in Spencer's, she must have obviously knew somebody in there. She must have given him a blowjob, did something. Because by the time they got there, she had like a scampy ass Victoria's Secret type thong on.
Scampy, I love that.
And by then, but the people there, the security, they're like, "Yeah, we knew she had no goddamn clothes on. Apparently, she did this stunt before." Yeah, so I'm like, right. "Oh God."
What? I've never heard that part of the story.
Right.
Yeah,
I've heard the story recurring. So
wow.
Well, like I said, so and I mean, even you, David, you went in. I think you both went into Spencer's and asked the same question.
Well, yeah, that's the next part of the story.
Yeah, it's a follow up.
So you got the whole story going, and honestly, when I first meet you, I'm hearing this shit, and I'm like, this guy's fucking full of shit. People aren't walking around this fucking mall naked. This is bullshit, right? Like, you obviously were mistaken. And I'd been saying that for a while. So me and
a lot of people who hear that story think that.
David and I, where we go?
King David.
And yes, King. And we're eating lunch and everything. "Oh, he's there. That's where it happened. That's where it happened." I'm like, "Come on."
And we make a point to sit right where he was.
Yeah, right where you go. And
yes.
and we make the pilgrimage over to the Spencer's, and I go in, and the lady's like, "Hi, can I help you?" And I was like, "Yeah, listen, I got a weird question. Has anybody ever been in here with no goddamn pants on?" And she was like, "Oh yeah, it happens all the time."
Yeah.
I was like, "What, really?" She's like, "Oh yeah, this one guy and this and that." So I apologize. I believe you now. Like,
well, I'm almost wondering, JT, next time we go there, actually, I might go in there and ask. I'm like, so if you go, I'm gonna ask the people at Spencer. So if I come in here with no clothes on, do I get a discount? Because I mean,
that's not time and place though.
That's what I'm starting to wonder. Because if people seem to be going in there on a regular basis, there has to be a reason why.
Well, I don't think it was just Spencer's. I think it's the Blue Beach Mall.
But I gotta say this.
I mean, does someone lose? You have to lose a bet, and that's what you do. You go in the mall naked.
She seemed pretty happy from your story. So usually when you lose a bet, you're not too happy.
No. This girl was happy. She was conducting
happy-go-lucky, right?
She was conducting herself like this is a normal operation.
Right. I'd be happy.
This is not. To me, this was just a disturbing scene.
Time, place, and they got a food court there.
And like I said, I mean, if she was of age and she was just some whack job, who just obviously didn't know any better, I wouldn't have gone off. But since she seemed to be a fairly young lad who didn't know nothing, and obviously doesn't have enough in her head,
right.
she because obviously, and I'm already gonna place a bet right now. She's probably already knocked up with 10 kids already.
In a span of 2 or 3 years.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she like a cat, dog?
Definitely.
Absolutely, because I already know a woman like that or a girl like that's going to be not. And then guess what? She's going to be probably on that TV show Pregnant at 5 and and try or whatever it is, Pregnant at 15 or whatever.
No, Pregnant at 5.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Well, whatever it is.
Lock up your son. Keep him from impregnating.
1 year later.
Well, remember, some women they're like the tribbles on Star Trek. They're born pregnant, They can't help it. Well, come on, it's like a stripper. You go to a strip club, find out if there's any stripper in there who has not had a kid yet.
Look the stretch marks, right? That's the dead giveaway.
Oh my God, they all have kids.
I gotta ask, and I believe that's it for that story, right? Is there any more?
There's one more part. So when you and I went to the mall and you asked that question, to sort of do your own investigations, to use his word, and you were kind of in shock. And it reminded me of the scene in Terminator 2, that when Sarah Connor keeps talking about the Terminators, and that psychiatrist thinks that she's completely crazy, and then there's that scene when the 2 Terminators are fighting in the hallway, and the whole time the guy is there, he's just in shock. He's like, oh my God, this whole time she was telling the truth, right? That was you.
Yeah,
you
that
were
was
you, you were
definitely
you
me.
were like that middle-aged doctor, whatever his
Well,
name is.
I thought the whole thing was funny about how like, oh yeah, sure, happens all the time. Like, no,
dude,
no goddamn pants, whatever.
Man, no, like you were just like that dude in the movie. And I remember walking out of there, and my mom, I hadn't seen that scene in years, but like
I was a changed man.
Yeah. You were. It's like
changed.
you went from like a doubter to a believer.
That's right. The world of doubt had crashed down. And I was born anew into believing it.
And talking about a story, one of his main stories that not everybody may believe. And to be honest, I'm not sure if I still believe it, but I definitely believe he is telling truth about this.
Yeah, no, I think
Now the other story.